Stop listening to the motivational speakers. Stop chasing dopamine fixes. Stop waiting for willpower to save you. Willpower is volatile. Motivation is a myth. They are resources that deplete under stress. Your enemy knows this. Your enemy is not boredom or laziness. Your enemy is a multi-billion-dollar architecture dedicated to monetizing your seconds. Your attention is the last unregulated commodity on earth, and they are engaged in open warfare to take it. You don't fight a tank with a knife. You don't fight the attention economy with mere intention. You fight systems with superior systems. You are currently operating as a passive consumer, an input vector for content that generates profit for someone else. You are trading your most valuable finite resource, attention, for transient neurological stimulation. You feel busy, but you produce nothing of consequence. This feedback loop is not a mistake. It is the design. If you want mental sovereignty, if you want the capacity for deep work, and if you want to shift from consuming the world to creating your own, you must change the architecture of your environment and your input flow. This is not a digital detox. Detoxes imply going back to the poison later. This is a system reconstruction. We are building a permanent digital firewall. We are implementing the architect's 4 protocols. These are non-negotiable, executable blueprints designed to bypass the procrastination reflex and lock you into high-output creation cycles. The goal is not to eliminate media. The goal is to establish total control over when, how, and why you engage with it. If you are ready to stop feeding the machine and start building your legacy, subscribe now. Get a notebook. This is the only system you will ever need. Let's begin. Protocol 1. The Input Audit. You cannot manage what you refuse to measure. Most people treat their attention like an infinite commodity. They justify 4 hours of scrolling because the workday was hard. This is emotional accounting. We deal in objective data. Protocol 1 is the Input Audit, quantifying the waste. You must quantify exactly how much time you spend consuming versus creating. This step eliminates the illusion of productivity. Step 1. The 7-day attention log, non-negotiable. For the next 7 days, you are logging every single minute of non-essential media consumption. This means social media, streaming, news feeds, short-form video, and low-value browsing. Do not estimate. Use hard data. Install a screen time tracking app. iOS, Android, desktop extensions. Categorize your consumption. Is it information, input, or creation, output? Be brutal. Watching a tutorial for 30 minutes is input, but it might be productive input. Scrolling Instagram for 30 minutes is just waste. Log it as wasted input, WI. Step 1.2. The consumption versus creation ratio. At the end of day 7, calculate your ratio. Total hours spent in WI, wasted input. Total hours spent in MVO, minimum viable output. We define this later. For most people, the ratio is disastrous. 10.1 or worse. 10 hours of consumption for every 1 hour of creation. If you are shocked, you have completed the objective. Shock is the prerequisite for change. Denial is the enemy of the architect. Step 1.3. Define high-value input, HVI. Not all input is wasted. HVI is information that directly contributes to your primary objective, skill acquisition, or emotional regulation necessary for creation. Example 1, HVI. Reading a financial report directly relevant to your investment strategy. Example 2, LVI, low-value input. Reading the 10th article about a political scandal you cannot influence. Create a specific filter. Does this input lead to an executable action item within 24 hours? If the answer is no, it is LVI. Treat LVI as wasted input. Action command. Run the input audit for 7 days starting now. Understand the scale of the hemorrhage before you attempt to stop the bleeding. Data, not feelings, determines the plan. Protocol 2. The Dopamine Firewall. The algorithms win because they minimize friction. A single click, a single swipe, and the reward loop is triggered. To achieve independence, we must reverse the physics of the system. We must maximize friction. Protocol 2 is the Dopamine Firewall. Introducing the 5-step friction stack. You don't eliminate the impulse. You delay and complicate the impulse until the rational mind, the architect, reasserts control. Step 2.1. The app ejection. Digital de-tenanting. Your phone is a weapon pointed at your focus. Deactivate all non-essential media apps from your main screens. Move Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, non-critical news, and email apps into a deep, organized folder on the 4th screen. Rename the folder Waste Disposal or 45 Minutes of Stupidity. Use highly abrasive, negative labels. Shame is a powerful friction tool. Crucial rule: disable all external notifications, badges, sounds, banners for every single application in that folder. Step 2.2. The password barrier, the 12-character buffer. Every time you access a high dopamine platform, you are training yourself to seek instant gratification. We must force conscious decision-making. Log out of all media platforms on all devices. Use a complex 12-character password. Do not save it in your browser or phone's autofill. The 30 seconds required to manually input the password creates a cognitive barrier. You are now consciously deciding to consume, not reflexively reacting. Step 2.3. The desktop declutter, visual control. Your computer desktop should contain only tools, not temptations. Remove all social media shortcuts, bookmarks, and non-work-related extensions. Use productivity extensions, like Freedom or Cold Turkey, to hard block high WBI sites during defined creation blocks. Schedule the block time. Systems are absolute. Step 2.4. The 2-minute rule reversal. James Clear taught us the 2-minute rule for starting good habits. We reverse it for bad ones. If you feel the urge to check a feed or news update, you must force yourself to execute 2 minutes of productive work first, not a scroll. 2 minutes of writing, planning, or organizing. This interrupts the neural craving pathway and forces the brain to shift context. Often, after 2 minutes of real work, the craving for superficial input disappears. Step 2. 5-2. FIF, the device isolation chamber. When the day ends, the phone does not sleep beside you. It is a siren. Purchase a dedicated, simple alarm clock. Charge your phone in a separate room, ideally behind a closed door or in a lockbox. The bedroom must be a single-purpose zone. Sleep and intimacy. 0 screens. This prevents the catastrophic morning scroll, the quickest way to surrender your day's focus. Implement this friction stack. Make consumption difficult. Make creation easy. Protocol 3. The creation engine. Friction is only half the battle. You must replace the input void with active output. You shift from a consumption economy to a creation economy by focusing on the minimum viable output, MVO. Protocol 3 is the creation engine, designing irreversible output blocks. Most people fail to create because they aim for perfection. Perfection is procrastination dressed in a tuxedo. We aim for MVO. Step 3.1. Define your MVO threshold. MVO is the smallest unit of creation that, if completed, validates the entire work block. If you are a writer, MVO might be 200 words, no editing. If you are an entrepreneur, MVO might be 1 key strategic email sent, or 5 lines of a business plan drafted. The MVO rule: it must be small enough to be non-intimidating, but large enough to generate momentum. Step 3.2. The 90-minute time box, the output sprint. Your attention span is not infinite. Treat it like high-octane fuel. Define one non-negotiable 90-minute block daily dedicated exclusively to MVO creation. This is deep work time. During this block, your dopamine firewall, Protocol 2, is fully active. Phone off, notifications off, internet disconnected if possible. You are aiming for completion of the MVO, not excellence. Excellence comes in revision. Step 3.3. Habit stacking for creation, the trigger. Use the certainty of an existing routine to trigger your creation cycle. Identify a strong existing habit, e.g., brewing coffee, finishing lunch, putting on workout shoes. Stack the MVO immediately after the trigger. System: after I finish my morning coffee, I will immediately open the drafting document and write 200 words. Do not allow any WI between the trigger and the creation block. Zero gaps. The transition must be instantaneous. Step 3.4. Public accountability. Commitment lock. Commitment to the system must have social consequence. If you are creating content, announce the schedule. If you are building a business, tell your partner the daily goal. The fear of letting down a system and others is often more powerful than the motivation to succeed. Use external pressure as a positive force multiplier. Stop waiting for the perfect moment to produce. The system generates the moment. Execute the MVO. Ship the product. Gain the creative momentum. Protocol 4. Digital architecture. If your environment is built for distraction, you will be distracted. You must optimize your digital and physical space for focus. The architect controls the environment. The environment does not control the architect. Protocol 4 is digital architecture, creating single-purpose domains. You must break the association between a device and universal access. Step 4.1. The single-purpose device, the tool split. This is the highest leverage move for mental clarity. You need dedicated tools for dedicated functions. Device A, the smartphone. Optimized strictly for communication, calls, texts, and essential utility, maps, banking. All media consumption, streaming, long-form reading, social apps, is forbidden. Device B, the tablet, e-reader. Optimized for productive input, HVI only, reading books, educational videos. No messaging apps, no email access. Device C, the work computer. Optimized for MVO creation. Block all distracting domains during work hours. When you pick up device C, your brain knows this is output time. When you pick up device A, your brain knows this is emergency communication only. This eliminates the mental overhead of constantly deciding what the device is for. Step 4.2. Default mode. Low friction, high signal. Design your digital environment so the default state is productive, not distracting. Default desktop, black background, zero icons. Clean workspace equals clean mind. Default browser. Homepage, set it to a blank page or a task manager, e.g., Todoist, Notion. Never a news site or portal. Crucial default, utilize grayscale mode on your smartphone during working hours. Color is a primary signal for dopamine reward. Grayscale removes the visual hook of notifications and app icons. Make your phone boring. Step 4. 3. The batch processing command. Do not interact with low-value input, LVI, sporadically throughout the day. Batch it. Check non-critical email, news, and social feeds, if required for business, once a day, at a pre-scheduled time, e.g. 5:30 p.m. Use a time box of 15 to 20 minutes. When the timer expires, the interaction stops, even mid-sentence. Batching turns scattered distraction into a contained scheduled appointment. You control the input, not the reverse. Step 4.4. Hard reset cycle. Every 90 days, perform a system wipe. Delete all downloaded media, unnecessary apps, and reset passwords. Treat the system like a computer. Clear the cache, maintain the integrity. Prevent creeping consumption entropy. Your architecture dictates your behavior. Build the cage for distraction. Build the runway for creation. The final command. You have the blueprint. You have the protocols. The only thing standing between your current state of passive consumption and a future of active creation is the execution of a simple, friction-based system. Do not allow complexity to be the enemy of execution. We covered the input audit. Quantify the wasted input. Face the data. The dopamine firewall. Implement the 5-step friction stack. Make consumption painful. The creation engine. Define and execute your minimum viable output in a time-boxed sprint. Digital architecture. Establish single-purpose domains and non-negotiable defaults. Stop treating your time as disposable. Your attention is your life force. When you trade it for transient neurological noise, you are trading your potential. You are trading your sovereignty. Mental freedom is not found in a sudden burst of motivation. It is engineered through rigorous daily protocols. This is your mandate. You are the architect of your reality. Start today. Implement Protocol 1 immediately. Download a tracker and log your consumption for the next 24 hours. No excuses. If this blueprint resonated, leaving a like signals your commitment to the algorithm and helps these protocols reach others ready to build. Subscribe to secure the next set of directives for your cognitive growth. I want to know where you are starting. Declare your intent in the comments. What is the first distraction you are eliminating today? And if you know someone ready to reclaim their sovereignty, send them this blueprint. The world needs fewer consumers and more creators. Finally, do not break momentum now. YouTube has queued the next phase of this system on your screen. Click that next to proceed with the implementation.